Where's the pancake place? Excuse me, we're stopping for pancakes. Are you kidding? We had pancakes this morning. I need a spot where I can grab a beer, a shot, and a steak, or maybe something even heavier. There is a very specific category of actor who doesn't just live within a movie, they rupture it. They arrive like a heavy brick tossed into a glassy pond. The story is moving in one direction, finding its groove and becoming predictable, and then the interference arrives. Peter Stormare has spent 40 years becoming a master of this kind of creative sabotage. He isn't the foundation of a film, he's the tremor that shakes it. His characters aren't just supporting roles, they are intentional breaks in the narrative flow. They are pockets of calculated mayhem dropped into otherwise stable environments. This isn't just about being a scene stealer in the way we usually talk about it. It's more profound and more strategic than that. It's the realization that the most impactful spot in a story isn't always the lead, but the point where everything breaks. Let's talk about the career of Peter Stormare. Let's dim the lights. Before you can truly dismantle a system, you have to master its mechanics. Stormare's foundation was forged in the world of high-stakes European theater. Working at Stockholm's Royal Dramatic Theatre, he learned the strict rules of the stage, the timing, the vocal power, and the physical discipline. In that world, you don't just improvise for fun. Every movement has to serve the machine. By the time he caught the eye of Hollywood, he had developed a sixth sense for finding the exact moment a story feels safe and then shattering that security. In Fargo, the character of Georg Grimsrud is the variable that breaks the entire equation. The Coen brothers built a world defined by a specific kind of Midwestern chatter and bumbling mistakes. Most of the people in this world talk too much and plan poorly. Then there's Georg. Stormare plays him with a completely different set of rules. While everyone else is talking, he is observing. While they are making excuses, he is taking action. He operates on a different frequency than the rest of the film, creating a dark gravity that drags the plot toward a bloody end. The movie hums along until he shoots that trooper. There's no hesitation or internal conflict, it's just cold mechanical force. The scene doesn't build to violence, it is torn open by it. He doesn't become dangerous, he simply shows you what was already there. The wood chipper scene is the final proof of this, a human being processed like lumber. The story grinds against something it cannot understand. Stormare plays it as simple labor, and it becomes legendary because he refuses to make it dramatic. He doesn't take over Fargo with lines, he takes it over by being something the movie can't digest. After that, filmmakers started hiring him specifically to throw things off balance. In The Lost World, Jurassic Park, he starts as a capable pro before Spielberg lets him perform a slow, agonizing breakdown as the hunter becomes the hunted. In Armageddon, he takes a standard role and makes it chaotic through sheer weirdness, treating cartoonish moments with total gravity. By the turn of the millennium, just seeing his face was a warning. In Minority Report, he is the messy, organic disruption in a world of digital perfection. But Constantine might be his most brilliant moment of interference. His version of Lucifer shows up at the end not as a monster, but as a calm, almost likable figure. He's polite and charming, and that is exactly why he's so terrifying. He plays the devil without the cliches. He's just there, inevitable and totally in charge. It's a masterclass in how to subvert a role by doing less. Prison Break gave him the space to be a lingering threat over several episodes, always on the verge of derailing the plot. Even in gaming, he found ways to intrude. In Until Dawn, his character literally breaks the fourth wall to mess with the player's head. In big titles like Destiny 2 or Call of Duty, his voice alone provides that same sense of otherness. It shows that you don't even need to be on screen to disrupt the vibe. You just need to be unmistakable. Stormare belongs to a rare bloodline of actors like Dennis Hopper, who could enter a movie like Blue Velvet or Speed and completely hijack the tone. You see it in Christoph Waltz, who uses language and sudden bursts of energy to make everyone else recalibrate around him, or Javier Bardem's terrifyingly still performance in No Country for Old Men. What makes Stormare different is that he's done this consistently for 4 decades. He built a whole life out of this one idea. His method shows a deep understanding of how we watch movies. He uses timing as a weapon, delivering lines just a half-second off beat so we never get comfortable. He uses his accent to remind us he's from a different world, what theater geeks call the distancing effect. He uses tonal shifts, moving from friendly to lethal in a heartbeat, so we never know where we stand. By playing the logic of a scene rather than the emotion, he makes violence feel rational, which is the scariest thing of all. The result is a character who feels like they wandered in from a different movie with different physics. That clash is the disruption. This is a guy who sees disruption as a philosophy. He never chased the leading man status because being the lead means you have to be the center of the system. He preferred to enter, change the molecules in the room, and leave. His life outside of acting reflects this same independence. Whether he's making music, returning to the stage where there are no second takes, or working across 3 different continents, he refuses to be boxed in. He lives a quiet life between LA and Sweden, staying away from the typical celebrity noise. He's built a legacy by proving you don't have to be the main character to change the shape of the story. Most actors want more time and bigger roles, but Stormare focused on the weight of the impact. He's had a massive influence over 40 years without ever having to carry a film on his back. Even now, in his 70s, he's still doing it in John Wick or American Gods. He understood that things don't change because of the people in the middle. They change because of the outsiders, the unexpected spark, the person who doesn't fit. Stormare made a career out of being the pebble in the water, the one who changes the frequency and leaves the whole system shaking. I'm personally excited to see what he breaks next. Thanks for hanging out and watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the greats, it would mean a lot if you could hit that like button, leave a comment with your favorite Stormare role, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I love hearing your thoughts, and I'll definitely be seeing you in the next video.